step is to add 2 to both sides, plus 2, plus 2. This will now leave me with the square root of 3x is equal to positive 18. I will then square both sides. And this will leave me with 3x is equal to 324. I will then divide both sides by 3, and this will leave me with x is equal to 108. And that's my final solution. For the next question, I have the square root of 3x minus 2 plus 4 equals 9. My first step is to subtract 4 on both sides, minus 4, minus 4. This will leave me with the square root of 3x minus 2 is equal to 5. I will then square both sides. This will leave me with 3x minus 2 is equal to 25. I will then add 2 to both sides. This will leave me with 3x is equal to 27. I will then divide both sides by 3, and this will give me a final solution of x is equal to 9. For the next problem, we have 2 times the square root of 3x plus 1 plus 5 equals 11. My first step is to subtract 5 on both sides. This will leave me with 2 times the square root of 3x plus 1 is equal to 6. I will then divide both sides by 2. This will leave me with the square root of 3x plus 1 is equal to 3. Then I will square both sides. This will leave me with 3x plus 1 is equal to 9. I will then subtract 1 on both sides. This will leave me with 3x is equal to positive 8. Finally, I will then divide both sides by 3. And this will leave me with a final solution of x is equal to positive 8 over 3. For the next problem, we have the square root of 3x plus 4 is equal to the square root of x plus 12. For this problem, we will go ahead and square both sides first. This will leave me with 3x plus 4 is equal to x plus 12. I will then subtract x on both sides, and you can do this in multiple different ways, but I always recommend the variable to be moved to the left. So this will leave me with 2x plus 4 is equal to 12. I will then subtract 4 on both sides. This will leave me with 2x is equal to positive 8. Finally, I will divide both sides by 2. And this will leave me with a final solution of x is equal to positive 4. For the next problem, we have 4 times the square root of x minus 2 plus 3 equals 15. My first step is to subtract 3 on both sides. This will leave me with 4 times the square root of x minus 2 is equal to 12. I will then divide both sides by 4. This will leave me with the square root of x minus 2 is equal to 3. I will then square both sides. And this will leave me with x minus 2 is equal to 9. Then I will add 2 to both sides, plus 2, plus 2. And this will leave me with x is equal to 11 as my final solution. For the next question, we have the square root of 5x plus 2 equals the square root of 3x plus 10. My first step is to square both sides. This will leave me with 5x plus 2 is equal to 3x plus 10. I will then subtract 3x on both sides. This will leave me with 2x plus 2 is equal to 10. I will then subtract 2 on both sides. This will leave me with 2x is equal to positive 8. Then I will divide both sides by 2. And this will leave me with x is equal to 4 as my final solution. Okay, for the next question type, we have x minus 3 is equal to the square root of x minus 1. My first step is to square both sides. On the left-hand side, this will expand to x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to x minus 1. I will then subtract x on both sides, and I will add 1 to both sides. I always want to move all the terms to the side that contains the x squared. In this case scenario, the left-hand side. This will leave me with x squared, there's no like term, minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now, I will look for the factors of 10, what two numbers multiply to give you 10, and when added together will give you negative 7. In this case scenario, I notice that the factors are going to be x minus 5 and x minus 2, right? Negative 5 times negative 2 will give you positive 10. Negative 5 plus negative 2 will give you negative 7. From there, we then set these factors to be equal to 0 to find the solutions. In this case, I have x equals positive 5, and I have x is equal to positive 2. But keep in mind that when you're doing these types of questions with quadratics, you have to check for extraneous solutions. So on the upper right-hand corner, we're going to check our solutions. So we have our first check with x is equal to positive 5, and we just simply substituted back into the original. So we have 5 minus 3 is equal to the square root of 5 minus 1. On the left-hand side, 5 minus 3 gives us 2 is equal to the square root of 5 minus 4, which is the square root of 4. We get 2 is equal to 2, which checks out. This is going to be a solution. For the next check, we are doing this for x is equal to positive 2. So we just simply substitute it in. We have 2 minus 3 is equal to the square root of 2 minus 1. This will leave us with negative 1 on the left, is equal to the square root of 2 minus 1, which is 1. And negative 1 is equal to what? Well, the square root of 1 is going to be positive 1. So does this one check out? No, it does not. So hence, the only solution that we have is going to be x equals 5. Let's move on to the next question type. For the next one, we have x is equal to the square root of x plus 6. My first step is to square both sides. This will leave me with x squared on the left-hand side is equal to x plus 6 on the right-hand side. I will move all the terms to the side that contains the x squared, in this case, the left-hand side. So minus x, minus 6, minus x, minus 6 on both sides. We combine like terms. There's no like term for x squared, nor minus x, nor minus 6. So this is equal to 0. Now we will find the factors of x squared minus x minus 6. In this case scenario, we notice right away that the factors are going to be x minus 3 and x plus 2. Why? Well, negative 3 times positive 2 will give you negative 6. Negative 3 plus 2 will give you negative 1, which is the middle term. From there, we then set our factors to be equal to 0, and we get x is equal to positive 3 and x is equal to positive 2. From there, we check for extraneous solutions. So we begin by checking x equals 3 on the original. So we have what? 3 is equal to the square root of 3 plus 6. So we have 3 is equal to the square root of 9. And it checks out, right? The square root of 9 is going to be 3. So this will be a solution. Then I do my second check for x equals 2. And I substitute it back into the original. So I have 2 is equal to the square root of 2 plus 6. This will leave me with what? 2 Or excuse me, that should be negative 2. My bad. Okay, so this should be a negative 2, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. Okay, so from there, this will leave me with the square root of 4. And negative 2 is equal to what? Well, the square root of 4 is going to be positive 2, so this one does not check out. So the only solution that we have is going to be x is equal to 3. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question. For the next one, we will begin by squaring both sides. On the left-hand side, this will expand to be x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to x plus 5. We then move all the terms to the side that contains the x squared. So we do minus x minus 5 on both sides. This will leave me with x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Then we look for the factors of this quadratic. So looking at this, we notice right away that we have the following factors: x minus 4 times x plus 1, right? And it makes sense, right? Negative 4 times positive 1 will give you negative 4. Negative 4 plus 1 will give you negative 3. From there, we then set the factors to be equal to 0. So we have what? X is equal to positive 4, and we have x is equal to negative 1. From there, we do our check. We have x equals 4. We're going to substitute this into the original. So we have 4 minus 1 is equal to the square root of 4 plus 5. And this will leave you with 3 on the left is equal to the square root of 4 plus 5, which is 9. And we know that the square root of 9 is going to be 3. So this one checks out. Let's check the second one. So for this one, we're doing the check with x equals negative 1. We substitute it in. We have negative 1 minus 1 equals the square root of negative 1 plus 5. This will leave us with negative 2 on the left is equal to the square root of negative 1 plus 5 will give you positive 4. Negative 2 is equal to, well, the square root of positive 4 will be positive 2. So this one does not check out. So the only solution that you have for this one is going to be x equals 4. Let's move on to the next question. For the next one, my first step is to square both sides. So I have x squared on the left, and this is going to be equal to x plus 20. We then move all terms to the side that contains the x squared. In this case, we move them all to the left. Okay, so we have what? X squared minus x minus 20 is equal to 0. We then find the factors for this one. And looking at this quadratic, we would say that the factors are going to be x minus 5 and x plus 4. And it makes sense, right? If you look at this, negative 5 times positive 4 will give you negative 20. Negative 5 plus 4 will give you negative 1, which is the middle term that you're looking for. From there, we then set the factors to be equal to 0. So we have x equals positive 5 and x is equal to negative 4. We then look for extraneous solutions by substituting them back into the original. So we're checking for x equals 5 first. So we have what? 5 equals the square root of 5 plus 20. This will leave us with 5 on the left is equal to the square root of 5 plus 20, which is 25. And we know that the square root of positive 25 will give us what? 5. So this one checks out. Let's look at the second one. So for this one, we have x equals negative 4. We substitute it back into the original. We have what? Negative 4 is equal to the square root of negative 4 plus 20. This will leave us with what? Negative 4 is equal to the square root of 16. Negative 4 is equal to what? Well, the square root of 16 is going to be positive 4, so this one does not check out. Hence, the only solution will be x equals 5. Let's move on to the next one. For the next one, same idea. I square both sides. This will leave me with x squared minus 8x plus 16 is equal to x plus 2. I then subtract x and 2 on both sides. This will leave me with x squared minus 9x plus 14 is equal to 0. We then look for the factors. So looking at this, we can see that the factors are going to be x minus 7 and x minus 2. And it makes sense, right? If you do negative 7 times negative 2, that will give you positive 14. Negative 7 plus negative 2 will give you negative 9. From there, we then set the factors to be equal to 0. So we have x equals positive 7 as one potential solution, and x is equal to positive 2. We now check for extraneous solutions. So in the upper right-hand corner, we have check x equals 7. So we have 7 minus 4 is equal to the square root of 7 plus 2. That will go ahead and give you what? 3 on the left is equal to the square root of 9. So we have what? 3 is equal to 3. So that one checks out. Then we're checking x equals 2. So we have 2 minus 4 is equal to the square root of 2 plus 2. And this will give you negative 2 on the left is equal to the square root of 4. That's negative 2 equals 2, so this one does not check out. So the only solution is going to be x equals 7. For the last question, we are going to square both sides. Okay, and this will leave me with x squared on the left is equal to 2x plus 15. We then move all the terms to the side that contains the x squared. So we do minus 2x minus 15 on both sides. These are not like terms, so we leave them apart. We have x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. We then find the factors of this quadratic. So looking at this, we can see that the factors are going to be x minus 5 and x plus 3, right? And it checks out. Negative 5 times positive 3 will give you negative 15. Negative 5 plus 3 will give you negative 2. So we then set them to be equal to 0. We have x equals 5 and x is equal to negative 3. And finally, we do our check. So we have check. We're checking for x equals 5. So we have 5 equals the square root of 2 times 5 plus 15. This will leave me with 5 on the left is equal to the square root of 2 times 5. That's 10 plus 15 will give us 25. So we have 5 equals 5. So this one checks out. Then we have x equals negative 3. So we have negative 3 on the left is equal to the square root of 2 times negative 3 plus 15. And we have negative 3 on the left is equal to what? Well, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 15 will give us 9. So we have negative 3 is equal to positive 3. So that doesn't check out. So the only solution is x equals 5.